Welcome to another episode of No Horse for Wear. I'm Tim, and with me, as always, are the best people on the planet, Anonymous Alex and Jenna. How are y'all doing this week?
I'm cracking up over, no horse for wear.
I gotta look like I might have, not done a good one. Like, maybe I messed that one up, too. And so I was worried for a second that I had maybe just screwed up the phrase.
No, you didn't. Well, at first I didn't, the phrase wasn't clicking for me. So I was like, no horse for wear. Because there's a cadence to it, like no horse for wear, as in no worse for wear. But I heard it as no horse for wear. And it just kind of threw me for a loop because it just took me to a different, I don't know. I'm stupid.
Okay.
Hi, I'm stupid.
We make a set of Tupperware containers for horse feed and call them horse for wear.
That would be delightful, honestly. And if we can make them extra slippy insides when you have to feed like oil supplements, you can just dump them out and they don't get all sticky and gross in the summer. That would be extra fantastic for me.
Then now with extra slippy insides.
Ew.
Yeah.
I hated that.
We watched Heartland episode 8 and 9, and Jenna is going to recap it for us now.
Yeah, I certainly am. I definitely have all of my notes up, and I'm so ready.
I don't think she does.
I think she does. I believe her.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't know why you're such a non-believer, Tim. She said
know.
It's so convincingly so true.
Yeah. Tim, maybe a little faith. Tim?
Yeah,
maybe a little
Tim.
trust and respect.
See,
Tim?
what the people don't know at home is how often I take the bullet for you two. When you're like, I'm not ready. Okay, I'll vamp. And then I vamp making fun of you, and then I get attacked for it. So this is how I'm.
I'm sorry.
Is
Is this
that
coming from
normally
Mr.
happens?
Turnaround?
Turnaround.
Was that even on this show? I
No.
don't remember
No.
where I did that.
No.
Pork Bajir.
Yeah.
I didn't do it. I was framed. These people haven't heard it. They don't know that I did that.
No, they
don't
will.
know that
They
it
will.
could-
They will hear it, and they'll know.
That a ghost took over my body.
That wasn't a ghost.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe these people don't listen
was
to
a
Dungeons and
ghost.
Drake Beams, which is where you can go hear us as Pork Bajir, because you also love animorphs and animorphs. Because you love Scholastic book series. Because you're here listening to us.
Exactly.
Talk about not books. We're talking about TV shows now.
Yeah, we've evolved. No, devolved. I don't know. Who knows?
What's the one where you change, but at the like a lateral
Metamorphosis?
evolution?
Oh. That's nothing.
That's not change. Like, that's
Yeah, that's sames.
sames.
We have sames.
All right, Gallant Prince comes to Heartland. That's right, the horse that was totally disfigured. Not totally, like, he still looks like a horse, but was mildly disfigured and injured in a blazing barn fire, comes to Heartland for Amy to help heal his heart. And in doing so, she learns that nobody can get near this horse. Not a damn person. Not a single damn person. Especially not, for some reason, the stud owner's son. I don't know what that's about. That's super weird. But she finds out that the trainer who is normally with Gallant Prince was blamed for the barn fire and is also incredibly depressed. And she has a ploy to get them together and get both them hearts healed lickety-split. Meanwhile, Jack starts dating Lisa? ? Maybe. Marnie definitely thinks so. Is that her name? Marnie? I can never remember.
Mallory.
That's it. Mallory
Well, Marnie
definitely
is
thinks
someone.
so. Yeah.
Yeah, Marnie was Lou's friend in the books,
that's right.
right?
Yep.
I don't know if there's a TV Marnie. There might be a TV Marnie, but I can't remember right now. There's no way to know.
There's no way to know. There was a TV Marnie because she had the jacket on, and
that's right. That was TV Marnie. That's right.
You guys are not committing to there's no way to know.
There's only a very limited way to know. Anyway, Jack and Lisa start dating, sort of, kind of. They really just go to a horse sale where Lisa had brought an entire goddamn picnic because she knew what was going to happen after. They were going to have a picnic. Get that out of your fucking heads, weirdos. But while they're at the sale, Grandpa finds out that Lisa is still, married to Dan. Because Dan introduces himself as Lisa's husband, and it's super weird and awkward and awful, and Grandpa Jack just leaves. Which I'm like, that's like, okay, interesting. That's not cool, my dude. But yeah, afterward, what's his name comes to, this is still Dan though, right? Comes to pick up Gallant Prince and finds the kid who was suspected of the barn fire working with Gallant Prince, and he's doing a great job, and he gets super mad. And he tells his son to put the horse in the trailer, and his son goes to put the horse in the trailer, and the horse freaks out, and they try to figure out why, and the son reveals, oh wait, it was actually me. I fucked up. I burned down the barn and almost killed this horse. Oops, ? So Dan offers that other kid the job, and Lisa's like, hey, by the way, Jack, we're not married anymore. That's my ex-husband. Emphasis on the ex. So, we still cool? Turns out, yeah, they still cool.
Her name is Still Man. She's
Lisa,
still with her
Lisa's
man.
not still with that man.
I'm just saying. I would have heard that last name and been like, oh, obviously she's married to a man.
No. Anyway, that one was episode 8, which was called Out of the Darkness. You guys want me to keep going?
Yes, please.
Next up is episode 9, Ghost from the Past. This one is it, you guys. This is where we finally get more Sugarfoot. It starts off with Mrs. Bell in the garden, doing some garden shit, being Mrs. Bell. And she's like, oh no, and grabs onto Sugarfoot and has him take her inside. And then later we see Amy taking a ride with, don't say Marnie again. Mallory. God dang it.
There you go.
Amy takes a ride with Mallory to go and take stuff to Mrs. Bell that I guess Mrs. Bell couldn't get on her own, even though she seemed to have pretty much everything she needed and could probably go to the store for herself, because I did see a car there. So there was that. But anyway, they take stuff to her because they're good neighbors, and I'm a grumpy old crotchety bitch. And when they get there, Amy goes inside with all of the groceries in a saddlebag and discovers that what I forgot happened is Mrs. Bell has had a heart attack and is still alive on the ground. She brings Sugarfoot out to Mallory and tells Mallory not to go inside and calls the ambulance. And they come in and they take... Don't laugh at that, Alex. They come in and they take Mrs. Bell to the hospital.
Whoa, Black Betty.
Ambulance. Anyway. Lou tells Amy not to get attached to this pony because he's leaving ASAP, but it turns out, that Lou's really the one who might potentially get attached to this pony, because, by the way, she finds old photos of her and Sugarfoot, her learning how to ride on Sugarfoot, and remembers all the songs that they used to sing together and all the fun times they had, and she's like, oh, I actually do like horses. God damn it. In the meantime, Ty's ex-girlfriend shows up, and she sucks so bad. I hate her so much. She got a kitchen job at Briar Ridge, but really, I think she was just there to try and get Ty back and or run some more scams, which is mostly what I think is happening there. And she ends up stealing a necklace from Ashley and trying to basically pin it on Ty the whole time. And Ty has a visit from his, what is that thing called?
Probation officer.
Probation officer. Thank you. My brain is not working today. Ty has a visit from his probation officer, and he goes out to get Ashley's necklace back while the probation officer is like showing up for the visit. And he ends up telling Carrie Ann, look, you can give it back or I'll take it from you. Like one or the two. So he gets the necklace back, basically tells her to F off and never come back, and gets back in time to have his probation hearing or probation tour with the probation officer because Amy learned from him how to take the wires off the battery of the car, and Amy might have committed some small crimes in order to keep the probation officer there. It was pretty cute. I enjoyed this one a lot.
How cool was that probation officer about it, though?
Yeah.
Like, I have a feeling in real life it wouldn't go that easy. When he just turns to Jack, he's like, look, I know you're just trying to help by removing my battery cables. I also don't think anybody would figure it out that quick. I wouldn't just assume that somebody has taken my battery cables off. It'd take me a minute to get there.
Yeah.
Like the duration of popping the hood, maybe.
Yeah, but I wouldn't go there because I knew somebody took my... I would go there to stare at the battery and make it look like I knew what I was talking about. Because that's what I've been trained to do in this life, is to stare at the problem. And then make up words and say, it must be the...
My florpnatch isn't plastered.
Yeah. Yes. Except I do it more Earth. Like I'm sure on your spaceship. Yeah. Maybe the florpnatch is an actual thing on your spaceship, but...
Way to know.
I'll try to... There's no way to know.
Yeah, Tim sits there and puts his hands on his hips and goes, man, that Altimidator is really snatched, isn't it?
Yeah, it must be. It's flooded.
I hate it when my Altimidator gets snatched. It's so full of water. It's so snatched.
So snatched.
I open the hood and I look at it and I'll be like, well, there's a snake in my boot.
Right,
and then I just
Woody.
hope that people think I'm using
a sentient
terms.
doll?
Yes. Like, oh, he must mean his serpentine belt is in the trunk of his car in
The
England.
first thing I would ask you to do is to lift up your foot so I could see if you had written Andy on the bottom or not.
So Sugarfoot, this is where the first attempt, or at least the first documented attempt on Mrs. Bell's life was.
Yeah.
Which the way that happened off screen for me is Sugarfoot walks inside with her and then he just starts pouring liquids into beakers in like an evil laboratory and then serves it to Mrs. Bell. This is how I imagine it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one way. I imagine that he stared at her so intensely that like it was one of those things where like, you know, when you hear the like noise, like something's coming to a boiling point, but it's clearly like a kettle with a sound effect, and then the thing like happens and it all goes back to normal sound. That's what I imagine when Sugarfoot was staring at her, and then she had her heart attack and fell to the floor, and it was back to normal sound.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense too.
Yeah. I was imagining like a Manchurian Candidate moment where she like realized that she is still Amy, like she was Amy the whole time, and the stress of that moment.
That's pretty good too.
Ooh, what if it was like an Umbrella Academy time travel thing where like if you spend too long getting too close to yourself in another timeline, you go through the 7 signs of sickness, and she got to the like vomiting internal organ failure phase.
Yep.
Very, very possible.
Which
Also,
is why... Sorry, this was the heart attack thing. Why she found her still alive at the heart attack, because it was Amy's approach that caused the heart attack. Sorry.
No, that makes sense. It happened because of her.
Yeah, because of the approach.
It fits the Amy theme of causing destruction everywhere she goes. Sugarfoot, right? So we know that this is the embodiment of pure evil. Only seeks to rain chaos upon this plane. Also, is super cute, and I want one. Like, I understand pure evil will cause terrible, terrible things in my life. Still super cute. Still want one.
So cute.
Just Sugarfoot letting himself into the house. You know, learning how to operate a doorknob, which is amazing with no thumbs, like I feel.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that is pretty cool. I know a lot of animals that can do it.
I don't know.
Little fucking banditos.
I bet Rusty could do it.
Rusty probably could if the door handle was a little bit lower.
Yeah.
Like if
I'm
he had sure that these cats are going to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the way that Lou looks at him when she pulls back the curtain and sees this pony in the bathroom, it wasn't like she wasn't scared at all. There was no alarm. Like, I would be at least a little taken aback. Like, hey, you're supposed to be outside. What are you doing in here? Instead, she's like, well, since you're here, grab the loofah. I'm like, what?
So what we need to do is just, like, create a TikTok of just that scene and just overlay the Psycho music right over top of it. That's what needs to happen.
Psychofoot.
Yeah, she was delighted by Sugarfoot's appearance in the shower.
Okay, going back to the first episode. Ryan Bailey.
I genuinely never thought we were going to go back to the first episode.
Nope, we're going back to the first episode right now. Ryan... No, not the first episode of the show. The first episode.
No, I just, with Sugarfoot's
Episode
appearance,
8.
I just never thought we were going to go back there.
No.
Ryan Bailey. Fire, Gallon Prince, all stuff from the book, right? And then all of a sudden, the horse's owner's son was like, yeah, it was me. It was never Ryan. And I was like, that wasn't what happened in the book. Was it? That didn't go that way, right? I didn't think somebody else took blame for it. I think Ryan just sort of earned his spot back in that guy's eyes by helping the horse. And I thought that was a better story.
I could have sworn it was somebody else in the book. Somebody else's fault.
I know that it wasn't his fault. I feel like it was implied that it was the owner's son, but it was never like, he didn't come out and say that it was him.
Was it? Am I just remembering it wrong?
Could be a shared delusion.
Oh my God.
I swore, though, it wasn't him. Like, they blamed him for the fire, but, like, it turns out it wasn't.
Was it? Hold on. I'm trying to find a quick synopsis of it.
While you're finding the quick synopsis of it, Jenna, can you tell me specifically, Ty got charged down by Gallant Prince as he broke out of the corral to go after the mare, allegedly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
At what point did Ty get his head hit? Because it wasn't by the horse and it wasn't by the fence.
Okay, it did look like he smacked his head on the fence, but it looked like he smacked the back of his head and not right there at his temple.
Yeah,
so
what
no
happened?
idea. I have no clue. I had no clue. Unless, like, a splinter flew up and hit him or something. Maybe it was like a little wood chip just, like, nicked him. And head wounds bleed. We all know that.
Yeah, I guess so.
I can't find it. There's no way to know
There's
at this point.
no way to know.
No way to know.
The likelihood is that I just don't remember it right, because that's what I do. Yeah, I can't find anything. That's okay.
Okay.
Well, we've already gone to Google. We haven't even started the quiz yet.
Oh, yeah, you want to talk about that? This mofo is like, that guy looks so familiar, talking about the guy who played Ryan, and is just sitting there Googling him, looking him up to see what else he's from. I'm like...
Yeah, we just talked about how I can't remember anything. I don't remember a single other thing. He was in an episode of Supernatural.
Well,
I'll spoil
don't
that for
worry,
your
I
quiz.
had to change it.
Was that the one you were going to use? Or you changed the episode of Supernatural?
No, I changed the person that I was going to use.
Oh, well, that's probably good for me, because the guy's been in like 105 movies, and like 104 of them are Hallmark movies. So he was in I do remember one. He was in a Dog Lover's Guide to Love, a Marriage. I don't know, something.
And he's telling me all these things, and I'm like, yeah, he was.
I always look at Lisa Stillman's ex-husband, Dan Stillman? Yeah. Anyways, every time I first see him in the show, I'm like, oh, he looks like the bad guy from Free Willy. But I looked that up before on a previous watch of the show, and it's not the same guy. But there's like, especially when he's mad, there's this look of like, the next thing I expect him to do is go up to the corral and like find a little nut and say like, break the tank. We're going to collect insurance on this horse, and then walk away. But he never does.
In the first Free Willy or the second Free Willy?
The first Free Willy.
Okay. In the second Free Willy, was it the same cast?
It was not for the bad guys, but for all of the main characters like Jesse and Randolph and Charlie and his foster parents. And I think they even had an appearance in the second one of the, because he brings Elvis in, the guy that's his social worker.
The first bad guy was Michael Ironside. I know that much.
Oh,
Bastard.
okay, because I just looked it up. Well, I looked up the cast. It doesn't tell me who the bad guy was.
Annie and Glenn. There we go.
But Michael Madsen was in the first Free Willy.
And he wasn't a bad guy.
Well, I just assumed he was the bad guy because he's Mr. Blonde and he's always going to be the bad guy to me. Like, he's just going to cut Free
Is it
Willy's
safe for
ear
me
off.
to Google Michael Madsen?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just in a bunch of Tarantino movies. He's in a ton of movies, but Tarantino movies are what I remember him from.
He was specifically a good guy in Free Willy, which is so weird.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's Glenn.
Yeah. I don't know what that means, but it does say his name was Glenn in that movie.
He is the foster dad.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, Annie. She looks like an adorable grandma now. Wow.
Did the orca in Free Willy have ears?
Are you asking me if orcas have ears?
Well, specifically that orca.
No, orcas don't have ears. They use the melon on the front of their head to get a lot of sound wave feedback, but they don't specifically have like an external ear in the way that you were thinking. They can't cut it off or anything like that. Now, do they
Michael
have like
Madsen already
vestigial remains of an ear?
What kind of?
Vestigial remains of an ear?
Um,
Did you think I fucked up the word vestigial? No, that's a real
Well,
word, Tim.
no, I know, but you did kind of slow down for it.
I did
kinda
because
pump
you
the
started
brakes.
talking at the same time and I felt like I was interrupting you and then I thought, fuck it. I'm tired of the fucking patriarchy. I'm going to keep talking.
Yeah.
No, you keep giving me all these educational facts. I was going to do a bit about Michael Madsen being the reason that orcas don't have ears.
Yeah, you can keep going.
I mean, I did it already.
You can keep going.
No, I don't have any more. Alex, stop.
Keep
I-
saying
No,
plot.
but go on, Tim.
Tell me
There's
why.
nothing left. There is. Tell me why. There's nothing left.
Why not, Tim?
Because it's not a paragraph joke. It's just a sentence joke.
So he committed no other crimes than cutting off ears?
No, he committed several. Bank robbery, specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Or was it diamonds? It was diamonds.
That doesn't work for orcas. They don't carry wallets.
You don't know.
If he robbed a school, then it would be right there. You can make fish jokes.
Yeah.
Even though orcas aren't fish. That's very clear.
Is it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's entirely
No, it's
clear.
just, like, why that little bit at the end? That's very clear. That is so clear.
Well, okay, beyond the fact that because orcas are a mammal, that is a joke throughout the entirety of Free Willy too, because Elvis keeps calling them giant fish, and every time he calls them a giant fish, they're like, they're mammals.
There was another book I read. Oh, you know what it was? It was the other Denneman book, The Grinding.
The grinding.
They kept making a joke because the guy would say it's poisonous, and the person would like continually get mad at them and say venomous. So,
Yeah.
And then I listened to an episode of Time Suck, and somebody wrote in and finally put that to bed for me. I'm like, what's the fucking difference?
They are
What
different.
is the thing they said was that if you eat it and it kills you, it's poisonous. Or if you bite it and it kills you, it's poisonous. If it bites you and kills you, it's venomous.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I don't think I ever knew that. I don't think I ever knew that there was a difference in those two words.
There is. And in fact, I
Yeah.
believe you can even, in many cases, consume venom and it won't do anything to you.
Mhm.
Or like, it won't kill you at least.
Yeah, dilute
Because it
cobra
gets-
venom can be used for pain management.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's all get cobras.
Let's do it.
Do they give you... Okay, is cobra venom in a medicine that
No.
is sold somewhere? Okay,
No.
that's what I was wondering.
No, and in
Are
fact,
there
you
people that
can't
are,
buy
like,
it in the
making
United
cobra
States
pills?
anymore. I think as of like 2010, I think it is.
Is that when you got out of the trade?
Yeah, it's when I stopped pushing cobra
Yeah.
venom.
Nobody believes that you stopped.
They
That's
have to
what nobody
believe that I
believes.
stopped, Tim. I need them to believe that I stopped, Tim.
If anybody in America wants black market cobra venom, they gotta go through me. That's Jenna. That wasn't me. That was my Jenna impression. Don't nobody peg the illegal cobra venom trade on me.
I'm basically the Heisenberg of cobra venom.
That's gotta be a thing though, right?
I am the one who
There has to-
spits.
There has to be illegal cobra venom. floating
Yes.
around.
Yeah,
There's
absolutely.
like illegal everything, right?
100,000%. Yeah.
But that's not even a weird one.
Yeah.
Well, it is to me.
Well, yeah, but you
Because-
also wouldn't like use powdered rhino horn, but that's still like a
Yeah.
black market thing
Okay.
that's around.
So my son told me the other day that they had figured out a way to 3D print or some way, like completely create rhino horn
Yes.
of the same chemical. But then the company went under. I was like, that sucks. I would have ordered fake rhino horn just to support the fake rhino horn people because they said they could sell it so much cheaper than rhino horn. It was going to like end the rhino horn industry. And I was like,
The whole
how awesome is that? What a great like plan.
Well, their whole plan was that they weren't selling it like as that. They were able to synthesize the exact like molecular structure of it. They were just going to flood the black market so that there was no incentive for them to go hunt rhinos.
See, I thought that they were actually like legitimately going to sell it just way cheaper. I didn't realize they were just going to put it out there. I'm like, that's even cooler. Like that's like double black market. You're going to black market the black market. That's awesome.
Is that gray marketing?
I don't know what double black is. You know what? We'll call it
Vanta
that.
market.
Gray market. What is it?
Vanta market.
The Phantom
the-
Market, because that's going to be such a good movie title.
You heard Fanta. I heard Bantha. And I'm like the elephants from Star Wars?
I
Not
said
elephants.
Phantom, like the Star Wars movie.
Phantom. I thought you said Fanta like the orange soda.
The soda
what
market.
Yes.
Well, you are
the
both
orange soda
menaces,
market.
that's for sure.
I hate this rhino horn. It's coarse and it gets everywhere.
I see. Okay. As soon as I heard you say Phantom Market, I'm like, don't you wanna? Don't you wanna? That's what they should do. A double black market should just have a super bright color.
Chartreuse.
Yeah. There you go.
I love it.
Like, just lean into it.
We're going to chartreuse this market.
What is chartreuse? Is that a blue?
It's
No.
like a yellowy green,
Yeah.
Is it?
but really bright.
Mm-hmm.
Chartreuse. That would have been a better name for Bella's kid.
Yeah.
Chartreuse
way
would have been
better
a way
name.
better name than Renesmee.
And like Char is like a real name
Yeah.
shortening too. So like could have flown under the radar with that one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really mad about Twilight, guys.
I'm so mad about it. And there's still more. Ugh.
I know.
One day we'll be done.
One day. Hey, Alex.
Sup, bruh?
We have to do something we haven't done in a while.
Yeah.
I heard a couple of things in this episode, and I didn't know what they meant, and I got really worried you'd already told me, but then I was like, well, I'll just learn again if you've already told me. Scott mentions that Sugarfoot has never had his teeth floated, and then later mentions that he needs a Coggins test. I don't know what either of those things mean.
I am here for you. And I think the only one I've told you about is teeth floating, but it was not on the podcast. I believe we talked about it when I was talking about Pony's teeth getting floated a couple months ago.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I super missed it. Or, you know what? I probably got it, and it probably fell right back out of my brain. But
you're like, I don't need this information.
Yeah. What is teeth floating?
So teeth floating, horses' teeth grow throughout their entire lives because they're herbivores and they're grazing herbivores. So as they chew, they wear their teeth down. So you can see like literally if you get like a young horse skull, you can see like the teeth go like all the way up and they just continually grow in. But yeah, so you have to float their teeth when they're in captivity because, you know, they don't wear their teeth down quite as much. Same as like they're not walking around wearing their hooves down quite as much. And so you take like a rasp and you just rasp them down and you knock down any sort of hard edges or anything that creates like a hook on their tooth because that can cut their tongue and it can make them not want to chew and then they can go off food. And of course, horses never stop producing stomach acid because they're meant to be grazers that walk around and eat for like 18 out of 24 hours a day. So, you know, they always should be consuming food. So if there's anything that stops that can give them ulcers and all sorts of other health issues. And if it's cold outside, they can get cold if they're not eating, all that jazz. So making sure that they have good teeth and that their teeth are not cutting their mouths, uncomfortable, hard to chew with, all that jazz is super important to a horse's overall health.
Okay. Floating teeth does not make sense to me.
So I knew you were going to ask that, and so I looked
Okay.
into that. So where that comes from is in masonry. To make something flat is to float it. So it's a term for
okay.
masonry to make their teeth flat and not sharp.
That makes sense now. Because I would have called it shaving teeth, but I can
Yeah.
get behind this. When they said floating teeth, I honestly thought braces or a retainer. Like 100%, that's what I thought. Because when I was a kid, like this tooth right here, I know you can't see it at home, but it points down now like a tooth should. It didn't used to. It pointed more towards the back of my mouth, and they gave me a retainer to move it, and it just pushed everything into place. Then I had braces, same thing. Kind of moves your teeth around. That's what I honestly thought. I was like, I guess their teeth get out of whack, and you got to reform them. Shaving them down makes a lot more sense, especially since they have, like, you know, plant eater teeth, which is something else I hadn't thought about. Like, what is it, rabbits? Rabbits have that? Where
Yeah,
their teeth
well,
grow
that's
forever?
oh man, rodents they're even cooler because rodents only have enamel on the front of their teeth, so every time they chew, it's sharpening their teeth.
Oh, interesting. I
Yeah,
didn't know that either.
rodent teeth are awesome. Also, when they bite you, there's muscles there where they can spread the front teeth apart so that it widens the bite after they bite in.
Is that? I didn't know that. That's crazy. It's like some crazy bullet shit. Rabbits do more damage on the inside. Like, that's nuts.
Yeah. You should see the apparatus that they put on the horse when they go to float their teeth. It is some medieval looking shit.
I'm gonna have to Google some pictures right now.
Yeah, basically just like a giant, like sort of ratchet open sort of thing.
Did you say ratchet or rat shit?
Ratchet,
That doesn't answer my question.
RATCHET.
Thank you. Okay. Oh shit! Look at that thing. God damn! It looks like something from Saw.
Yeah.
And they just stand there while they do this.
Some horses need sedation. Some horses get sedation and then decide they don't want it anymore and repeatedly back your poor fucking equine dentist into a goddamn corner while you're trying to wrestle their faces to the ground, pony.
Oh no. Also, this guy has a drill in his hand,
Yeah, so
which of course makes sense. But when you said rasp, I guess I live in, like, I don't know, 1837, so I just assumed the guy had a file in his hand and was doing it.
So sometimes
That's
they'll
also-
use manual files. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
really? It's
and
still
it
a thing?
depends on your dentist a lot of the time too, because it's the same sort of thing with like falconry and like coping their beaks and everything. Like there's some people that think power tools are fine and the horses are fine with it. There's some people that are like, I can do a better job with like a rasp. I have more control over it. It's just like who you get specifically and what their beliefs are.
Like, what is coping?
Coping a bird is when you clip their nails and you trim down their beak and shape it.
Why would you do that?
Because another captivity thing again, like, you know, they grow forever
Oh,
and you want to
okay,
make sure.
okay.
And especially like birds in captivity, most of the time they have like a single sized perch because people standardize the sizes of perches that they make. So they only ever wear their talons down to the shape of that branch.
Oh,
Whereas in
okay,
the wild,
okay.
there's all sorts of different shit. So yeah, so you want to make sure that you're keeping it so they don't get hurt.
When you first said that, I thought it was an aesthetic thing. And I was like, well, that sounds horrible, but no, it sounds like there's a benefit to it. I just can't imagine any human, I was about to say human, any creature
either.
on this planet that would be okay with somebody filing down their teeth and not just want to destroy who was ever
You know
doing it.
who's really good at it is Gambit. He will.
Yeah?
The first time literally the first time Shannon and I had him for a couple days, and the dentist came in and she just filed down his teeth. He had no sedation. He kind of got like a little like, what are you doing? But then he just stood there.
I guess it doesn't hurt, so like it wouldn't be a big deal. But man, it just seems like it would. Like you'd have to feel that in your skull,
Yeah.
which is awful. You know, like I don't. Yeah, because I mean, I felt the drill, and so the idea of a rasp going up and down my teeth, like again, like it may not hurt them, but it can't be a fun situation.
Yeah.
I get the power tools thing though. Like as spooked as some horses get, like that'd be a concerning sound.
It's one of those things where like if you do it by hand, it takes longer. If you use power tools, it takes way less time. So they might be spooked, but they're only going to be spooked for 30 seconds versus
Yeah,
5
that's
minutes.
true.
Like, so it's again, it depends on what you're looking for, what you believe in, all that jazz.
No, that makes sense. Okay, so what is a Coggins test then?
A Coggins test. That is a type of test that horses need yearly. There's some cases where you might not get it, but for the most part, if you plan on transporting your horse, going anywhere, staying in a boarding situation, you're required to get them yearly. And they test for equine infectious anemia, which was a common thing that was going around showgrounds and like, oh God, I'm going to get the decade wrong. I want to say 70s. It may have been different than that, but basically it was rampant for a while. So they required a test to go to every show, and then that kind of became the standard. So every year they draw some blood, they test for it. And there's actually been some talk recently about like other sort of infectious diseases we have going around about doing yearly testing for them as well. And she's chewing my headphone cord. Kaylee, no. But yeah, doing tests for them so that they can kind of like do the same sort of thing where like you just get a standard health certificate yearly. But yeah, Coggins is important. Coggins was named after the guy that I think invented the test itself, not found the disease. But yeah, they just test their blood, make sure that they don't carry it.
I have one more question about teeth floating.
Yeah.
Teeth dust.
Yes.
How do you keep them from swallowing like a whole crap ton of teeth dust, or is it okay? Like that.
I don't think they swallow a lot, but they do get a gigantic syringe with like a big metal tube on the end of it and fill it with water and flush their mouths out between doing it.
Okay. So it's addressed.
It is, yeah. I'm sure they swallow some of it though.
Yeah. Teeth sawdust. Seems like it can't be good for you.
It's not like you have a pile of tooth dust. It's not like you cut a board and you now have like a little temple of sawdust at the end. Like they're just knocking down like little points and then checking and then rinsing and
okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I had it in my head that they were just grinding all the way down, like several inches off the tooth. Yeah.
Oh no, they're knocking down like millimeters. They're not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This makes sense. I guess if you keep up with it often enough.
Yeah, you should. I mean, again, that depends on your horse's growth too. Like, so when they get older, their teeth don't grow in as quickly. So you can sometimes go a few years as long as they don't have any sort of cross chewing in their jaw or any problems that you need to correct for. And when they're young, you might have to do it every 6 months because it's growing in. And also, male horses grow in wolf teeth, and those need to be addressed when those break through because those can interfere with the bit. And a lot of times they're sharp, so they have to be clipped down or removed or whatever.
Oh, that makes sense. Awesome. Well, now that we learned all that, what do we know that's going on in the horse world? What news do you have for us?
Are you ready for the dumbest fucking news ever?
Yes.
So fucking ready.
Great. Have you guys ever heard of a small town called Sturgis, Michigan?
That's where they have the biker rally, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I now am putting together why they mentioned the motorcycle paradise in here.
Yeah.
Great news. So you know how they have all those motorcycles to steal?
Yeah.
Well, someone stole... Huh?
No, I didn't realize that they were there to steal, but okay.
Well, they're not. But somebody stole an Amish horse and buggy from the Walmart. Yeah.
Hold on. Like, are we talking like a carjacking situation?
Yes, they carjacked an Amish horse and buggy and took off with it.
What on earth?
Straight up, yes. How good is that?
I don't even know how to react to that. Like, that is buck wild. Clearly they got caught.
Oh, almost immediately. And the horse and cart were completely fine. But because they stole, literally, like, the article is like, if you thought a manual transmission was a deterrent, it's not surprising that an inexperienced buggy driver didn't get very far. Like, this article shits on them so bad. It's so fucking funny. But they're literally like, they're not going anywhere fast. They call it suboptimal speeds for escape.
That is buck wild.
Right?
That's like sort of the equivalent of trying to steal like an 18-wheeler for me.
Oh, yeah?
Like,
okay.
I would make it, if I'm lucky, 6 inches. When the truck stalls out, it jumps forward a little bit. Like, I wouldn't have the first clue. And even if I did get the horse going, I wouldn't know how to stop it. Like, turn it, anything. That is wild.
It's great.
Like, I'm trying to, like, finish out the story. I imagine this is just some guy who's like, hey, I want to steal a horse and buggy, and did it, and it worked out terribly for him. Yeah. But, like, I have this image of this guy, he just robbed a bank. He's got his 6-shooter and his little cowboy hat and his little thing on, and he's, like, doing this, and he's like, and he goes and steals the horse and buggy, but doesn't know how to use it.
And also, like, it was, like, a moment of, like, do I go with, like, the normal version, or, like, do I pretend I'm in an old Western movie? This could be my only chance.
I mean, you gotta go Old West movie. You have to.
You gotta?
Yeah, I think so. Actually, I would have probably climbed somewhere to a second story and then tried to drop on the horse.
Yeah, like
That's
a Red
probably what I
Dead
would-
situation.
Yeah, exactly. I got to assume that would never work in real life.
No,
You could
probably
just
not.
Injure the horse and probably yourself, but
Probably.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
That
I bet
is
the horse
buck
would take
wild.
off.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I don't know. Like, yes, probably, but like for how long?
Although I wasn't thinking about second story. Like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Anyways, she was charged with larceny and larceny of livestock.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't still
I feel
kill
like I
people for
would've-
horse thievery?
Yeah, I feel like I would
know.
have made up some charges. Like, just to go with that, just at the ridiculousness of the crime, I would have made up ridiculous charges as well.
Well, like rustling is a real crime that one can get
Yeah,
in trouble
yeah.
for.
Right? I would have thrown that one in there.
So yeah, that's my horse
Whatever.
news.
Amazing. Jenna,
Whoa. Yep.
what are we doing about a horse quiz?
What are we doing? I mean, do you guys want to do one?
I think so.
Oh, okay. Sweet. Yeah, then let's do it. Are you ready for one?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Cool. Well, then if you're ready for one, piece of media number 1 is a 2017 Canadian action comedy film directed by Eric Canuel, starring James Caan. Yep. Jessica Walter, Louis Gossett Jr., Lou Gossett, Lou. Yep. Dylan Everett, Paul Sorvino, and Kenneth Welsh. I hate it when my brain's like, I know I've heard these names a billion times, but now suddenly I can't say them.
James Caan is in this?
Yeah.
So this is
Dudley
a big
Do
movie.
Right?
Well, no.
Oh, that was a good
I
guess,
stick with
though.
my first guess then.
Yeah.
What was
Yeah,
your
that
first?
a good guess.
What?
Dudley Do Right?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's still wrong, but it's a solid guess.
It's a solid guess.
Yeah.
And I feel like there was one that came out in 2017, like as a like remake goof 'em up movie. And you said Canada, so I've got to imagine a Mountie is applicable to the situation.
Do you know who James Caan is?
No.
I mean, you do.
Okay.
Well, let me
like
rephrase
I'll know if I see.
Yeah.
Yes.
100%.
You know him, and you probably have seen his son, but he's been in a million movies over the years.
Yeah.
I know Noah Kahan, but he's like the music guy.
No.
He's great though. You should listen to him.
Yes.
He was Elf's dad.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I've seen
that's-
Elf.
Buddy. Buddy
yeah.
the elf.
Buddy the Elf.
Yeah, but if
Thank
you had
you.
said Buddy's dad, I would have been lost.
Yeah.
Okay, what's another clue?
All right. Clue number 2. Jake and Wendell are 2 high school friends trying to get Jake a date with Angie. I got so many ghosts in my body. She agrees to a date for an upcoming party, but Jake's parents insist Jake stay home for dinner with Grandpa Lou. Jake is going to miss his first date with the girl of his dreams, and no less has to hear crazy Grandpa's dubious war stories again. Grandpa is paranoid and sees the enemy around every corner.
Is this the ending of The Red Pony told in a movie?
No, but it very much seems like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
A 2017 James Caan movie.
Mm-hmm.
Cock blockers.
Mm.
What happened in 2017?
I don't
I'm
even
trying to
remember.
I got nothing.
I'm too old for that.
Yeah, I don't think I know this one.
Okay.
I certainly don't.
Okay. So the rest of the plot is that like the cute girl gets kidnapped, and then Grandpa and his friends and the kid have to go save her.
No, I don't know it.
Alex is thinking about it.
That kind of sounds familiar now, but like probably not. It's probably like
Yeah.
my brain's probably like, here's a plot that you read in a short story 18 years ago.
Probably.
Yeah, don't know it.
No.
Do you want to go to
no.
Google?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Let's do it.
Okay. No.
I'm ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
And go.
Bodied?
Nope.
Why? That's the only thing coming up.
Undercover Grandpa.
Yes.
Undercover Grandpa. Hang
It
on,
was
let me.
either that or Holy Lands, which James Caan was in.
I'm just gonna see if I recognize like the poster or anything here.
And yeah, I don't know this one at all.
Yeah, not. I mean, the child looks familiar only in that was how every child looked that year.
Also, there's another reason why that child looks familiar.
Okay, because he was. Yeah, but like no, he just looks like Justin Bieber and Zac Efron in the same era.
You don't think he looks like Ty? I think he looks like Ty.
No.
He's got
No,
Ty face.
no, he doesn't.
He does have
Get the
Ty.
girl, save the
He could be
world,
Ty's-
save
he
the
could-
cheerleaders, save the world.
That could be Ty's little brother.
Ty's little brother.
Yeah.
Okay. Baby Ty.
Okay. What's the next piece of media?
Are
Jenna?
you ready? Are you ready for the
Yes.
next piece of
I
media?
don't even know.
All right. I don't either. Piece of media number 2 is a 2016 political thriller film directed by John Madden and written by Jonathan Pereira.
Nope.
No?
Mm-mm.
Was there no, it's not going to be this one, but I'm going to say it because I remember somebody else recapping the plot to this Disney movie where they try to date the president's daughter and then they get to a mall and they have to, well, they don't have to. They run around the mall to escape the security. And that's the
Chasing
only way that
Liberty?
the
Are you talking about Chasing Liberty right now?
I have
Is
no
that what you're talking
fucking
about?
idea.
Are you talking to me about Chasing Liberty right now?
I don't know.
I fucking adored that movie. And that's got the dude from Downton Abbey who is the husband in the 3rd season. Yeah, okay.
Okay, so we should watch that movie is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, he's also in the movie Leap Year, which, by the way, this is one.
This is one. We've made it.
Yeah, I brought it full circle. Okay, so clue number 2. This film stars Jessica Chastain, Mark Strong, Michael Stolberg, Allison Pill, Jake Lacey, John Lithgow, and Sam Watterson.
I've heard like half those names before.
Yeah, I know most of them. Mark Strong was Sinestro.
Mm-hmm.
He was the only shining point in the Greenlight movie.
Mm-hmm.
I thought for a second you just mispronounced the Visor 3's twin brother. That was
I don't
Finstra
remember. Was it?
in Animorphs. Yeah, that was the one who was the cannibal and they had to burn down his mansion.
Mm-hmm.
Jake's first straight up murder.
There was an argument. Was that the one where Jake burned down the mansion?
Yeah.
There was an argument about whether or not he actually killed the guy.
Yeah, that is an argument.
Yeah. So I lost where we were then.
It's not Chasing Liberty.
It's
It's
not
not.
Chasing Liberty. Okay. Okay, 2016 Jessica Chastain. It's not Interstellar.
No.
What? Jessica Chastain? I don't know anything.
Jessica Chastain was in Interstellar.
Yeah.
I don't really. I know the name Jessica Chastain. I might even recognize
Okay.
her. I don't know who that is.
Do you remember the time you got really, really mad at me because I said that Bryce Dallas Howard was Aldi brand Jessica Chastain?
Yes.
That's Jessica
That's-
Chastain.
That's Jessica Chastain.
Okay.
It's the one who looks exactly like Bryce
She
Dallas
does not.
Howard.
They do not look alike. They just
No,
both
no.
have red
Okay.
hair. Period.
Yeah, no. There have been
Oh,
photos
was-
where they look like they could be
They
twins almost.
They super don't.
There have been photos where they look very different.
I don't care.
But if
They
you
super
if you
don't.
if you catch the photos of them at the right time, they look very
They
similar.
do not.
I've seen the photos. Like they absolutely do in the photos.
Real quick point of order before we move on.
Yes.
The T-Rex was not actually chasing her. The T-Rex had been trained to follow the light. That is why she was not really in a lot of danger from the T-Rex, because it was just following the flare, which is what it was trained to associate with Emil. So I just, quick point of order.
Nice. I love the way that you worked that one in.
Yeah.
Honestly,
just-
it was kind of a fucking masterclass.
like that's Alex's way. Like if I just act like I haven't seen any media long enough, we can bring it all back to Jurassic Park.
If ever one day you do one of these horse quizzes, as long as you don't mention any actor's name outside of the first 3 films, I will nail that quiz.
Okay.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm looking at pictures of Jessica Chastain and Bryce Dallas.
Stop it, because you might see
can't.
something.
Yeah,
Quit
you
looking
have to
shit
stop.
up,
Okay.
Tim.
No,
Cheater.
yeah, that's fair.
That's why
fair.
I didn't immediately Google it, even though I wanted to.
Yeah. All right. I didn't do it. I see you stopped me in time.
Cheating ass, trifling ass bitch.
Okay. Let's have another clue.
This film follows a fierce lobbyist who fights in an attempt to pass gun control legislation.
And this was a political thriller go stick with my body. Thriller drama?
Drama.
Thriller drama.
Political filler.
Political fitter drama.
Political filler. Yes, it was a political
that's-
thriller.
Is it a John Grisham novel?
I don't think so.
They didn't say courtroom.
Yeah, that's true. And I don't know if Jessica Chastain is from the South. So,
Or a courtroom.
or
a courtroom.
The 2 places one can be from. Movies with redheads. Maybe it was the train job from Firefly.
Maybe.
I would see her looking more like Bryce Dallas Howard than Jessica Chastain.
So it
Actually, she
depends
could
on
bridge the gap.
That's
me.
if you look at
If
it
you
depends on
anamorph
the
some.
list. It depends on the list that comes up in your social media. If it starts at 2, it's always Jessica Chastain and Bryce Dallas Howard, and then it just expands from there, and Christina Hendricks is always the third. And then you get like 4, 5, or 6 where it's like, absolutely what you said. I'm like, those people all just have red hair. Like, stop it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need another clue.
Okay. I'm gonna go with more plot stuff because I don't think box office is gonna get us there.
No, never.
Although it was a box office bomb, grossing only $9 million against its $13 to $18 million budget. That's not great.
That's not good at all.
The person that this film revolves around is a workaholic cutthroat lobbyist who has been called before a congressional hearing led by Senator Ronald Sperling to answer questions about possible violations of Senate ethics rules during her tenure at Washington, D.C. lobbying firm Cole, Kravitz, and Waterman.
I sure don't know this.
No? Are we going to end up at
No.
Google?
We sure are.
Does she move to a small town and fall in love with a baker?
She does not know. There's like some chasing and guns.
Chasing Amy.
No.
Undercover Amy. What if we recast Undercover Grandpa to have Grandpa from Heartland?
I would watch it.
I'd watch that movie, yeah.
Honestly, I would just watch anything he's in, I think.
All right. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to Google, but let's hope.
Okay.
Yep.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Ready.
And go.
Miss Sloane.
Yep.
I got there too, just at the same time.
I do not remember this movie.
I've never heard of this movie, but also she does not look like Bryce Dallas Howard. What are you even
Okay,
saying?
it's specific pictures
No,
that they look...
I'm not seeing any. I'm scrolling through a lot of Google images right now.
Well, in specific pictures, I bet I look like them.
Yes.
Because I have red hair.
Agreed.
That's just people with red hair, Tim.
No! It's more than that.
Is it?
No.
See, hold on. Here's a good picture.
I have a picture of them wearing almost exactly the same thing, and it looks entirely different. They have different jaw shapes, different lip shapes, different noses, different eye shapes, different eyebrows.
You're going to tell me that those two people, like, if somebody said they were sisters, you wouldn't believe that they were sisters?
I wouldn't.
No.
I would. I've
you
seen
said
you and
she
your
was-
sister. It's much more believable than reality.
They look entirely
Honestly,
different.
Her jawline's a lot closer to Angelina Jolie than it is. Like, when I look at just, like, nose down, I'm like, okay, you could be related to her. Now let's look up. You guys know they're
Even
doing
if they
another
had
Jurassic
different-
World movie.
Even if they had different hair colors, I think that they would. Because right there in that picture, in a picture I'm looking at now, they do have completely different hair colors.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like, their mouths take up a completely different amount of space on their faces.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll just look at the world differently than I do. Because that is honestly not a thought I would ever have.
No?
Composition. That is valid because we look at the composition of the face.
Yeah. Their mouth takes up more space is not a thought I would have.
I mean, okay, that's specific. It's a weird way to think of it. Like, I wouldn't expect you to word it the same way.
No, I wouldn't, but I wouldn't even think of it that way is what I'm saying. Like, that's not how, like, maybe it is. Maybe that's the reason we see it different is because I am, like, more generally looking at stuff and less specifically looking at stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's why y'all are like, well, they don't look anything. I'm like, well, they kind of do. Like,
I mean, passingly,
But
they kind of do.
have faces.
passingly is about the amount of effort that I put into stuff. So that sounds about right. Like, I never once thought about who had a bigger mouth or their jaw lines or anything. You know?
Yeah.
But also, I'm not alone in this one. Like, I'm not the one who came up with this. So
It's like the same sort of thing when people are like Elijah Wood and Daniel Radcliffe.
Oh my God.
Very
I'm like,
similar.
are you crazy?
but they kind of do.
They don't look anything
kinda
alike.
do.
They don't look anything alike.
Okay. You know why? And this goes right back to the Jessica Chastain, Bryce Dallas Howard thing. Like, if one of them ran up and punched me in the nose, the description that I would be able to give of them would get them both arrested. And the same goes for Elijah Wood and Daniel Radcliffe to me. Like, the person that I described would be both of them. But, like, I think y'all could give better descriptions of a person.
So then just pretend to be your Hork-Bajir and give a better description.
Yeah.
She, hair on fire, punch face.
No, I don't know that I'd be able to give a better, like, I don't know that if a cop brought in one of them, I would say to a cop, well, the other one's mouth took up more space on their face, because they would, they would arrest me for being a weirdo.
I think if somebody walked up to both of us and we had 3 seconds to look at it, not knowing what was going to happen, and then they walked away and somebody came up and said, describe that person, I have a feeling that you two would be able to give much better descriptions of the person that we just saw than I would. I'd be like, I don't know. This person, kind of short hair. I don't know. Would be like sort of my...
I don't know.
We should test it.
We should test this.
We absolutely should test it. We'll just
I don't know why, but we should get...
Us.
See, I was going to say Steve, because I feel like he'd give us a real courtroom drama vibe.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Not because I'm trying to not give Casey a job to do, because we already have given Casey a job to do just before this, but because Steve like has the cop experience, like he would have like the books of people to point at dramatically.
Yeah. Also, it would probably be bad because like when I said that, the person was Casey, so I just have Casey come and stand up in front of us, and I'm like, yeah, that's probably not. We should probably pick somebody we don't know to do it.
Oh, I thought you were suddenly switching and accusing Casey of punching you in the face.
I would, even if Casey did punch me in the face, I would never dare accuse.
I'd cover for her till I died.
Angel, yeah.
I'd be like, "This isn't helping your case."
I just punched myself in the face.
Well, you can say you deserved it, but like if what you're arguing is that you think we could identify people better, and now you're telling me that you would cover for the criminal.
Only
it's getting worse.
Only if it was Casey.
Well,
if
what if it was Austin?
Well, probably the same. I'd probably cover.
What if it was Emily?
I'd definitely cover for Emily.
I'd
also be shocked that she could punch me in the face. But
she is going to punch you in the face. You think you're tall, but you know what? Your knees are weak. She'll bring you down. Oh man. Fuck. We still have another thing to do, don't we?
Oh, yeah. We still have one more. Wait, hold on,
One more quiz.
Jenna's just sent a picture.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
That finally just sent.
Where? I got an Amazon notification.
I sent it to you through Amazon.
See, okay, that picture, they look very different.
I think they look exactly as different as in the previous picture.
I don't.
Oh, Tim also sent a picture.
Yes. Oh, you didn't see the picture I sent?
I didn't. Yeah, those are not the same.
Thanks, Alex.
You can tell because they're different.
Oh, man. That's good.
Did you see one of them tweeted the other one? For their birthday and said, "Happy birthday to my twin."
Oh,
it was cute. Yeah.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready for the third one?
I hope so.
Cool. Piece of media number 3 is a 2005 American romantic comedy drama film directed by the Farrelly brothers.
There's something about Mary.
No, I said
That
2005.
had to be before 2005.
Yeah, that was like
but was that even the
95.
Farrelly brothers?
I
Am I
don't.
on the right path?
I don't remember.
I don't know
I
anything.
don't remember.
I get them and the Coen brothers confused.
It's not the Coen brothers.
Yeah. Actually, if you're brothers, I just get you confused.
Yeah.
If you have a brother, I confuse you with everyone who has a brother.
Yeah.
Same.
I think we've established that I just get people confused.
What does the Blues Brothers mean to you?
Everything.
It's confusing with Fast and Furious because it's about family.
Have you ever seen Vin Diesel's brother?
I think so.
He looks a lot like Vin Diesel.
Because isn't he a stunt or no, am I thinking Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
I think it's his twin.
What?
That's why. Yeah.
Vin Diesel?
Yeah.
Does he work out as much?
I don't know. I've never met him. I also don't know how much Vin Diesel works out. So I think he just looks like Vin Diesel with hair.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate description. His name is Paul Vincent for later when you are able to go to Google and look at it.
Paul Vincent Diesel?
Does that mean that Vin Diesel's name is Vin Vincent?
Vin Vincent?
No.
That's because the VIN number.
No, Vin Diesel's name is Mark Sinclair.
Well, then how's his brother's name
Mark
Paul
Sinclair
Vincent?
Diesel?
I don't trust any of these facts you're giving me, Jenna.
Okay, cool.
I mean, it's wild because you could just change your name whenever you want.
Whatever you want. And he chose Vin Diesel.
And he chose Vin Diesel.
But wait, what's his name? His real name?
Mark Sinclair.
Vincent Diesel.
And what's his brother's name?
Paul Vincent.
Like Paul Vincent Sinclair or Paul Vincent?
Like, his name is Paul Vincent. I don't know if he has a more name.
2 out of 3 names ain't bad.
I just know Vin Diesel's name.
Tim, name more celebrities with brothers. I feel like we haven't
let's
tapped
go.
the full well.
Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Jake. It was easy,
Yep.
thanks.
Yeah. I've seen them.
Emilio Estevez. There you go. There's a tough one for you, Alex.
Yeah, Alex.
For me, do I know who Emilio Estevez is? Wasn't he on like a bunch of like, sitcom type shows?
Nope.
No?
Mm-mm.
Then no, I don't know who that is.
He was in The Breakfast Club.
He was in The Breakfast Club.
Oh, okay. Who was I getting him confused with? There's no way to know.
I might know.
Do you know who his brother is?
Not what I was going to say, that's for sure. Tell me.
What were you going to say? I want to know now.
His brother is Charlie Sheen,
Uh-huh.
who has been on. Yeah, who has been on.
He's been on An Amount of Men and A Partial Man.
Mm-hmm.
He's been on an amount of men. Oh, man.
A random amount of men.
We don't know. There's no way to know, honestly. Like, truthfully.
Oh, okay.
There's no way to know.
It looks like one of them kept their mom's name or something, and one of them took their stepdad's name.
Cool.
In combat.
In the Diesel situation.
Ah, yes. This is
So wait,
Mr.
their
Diesel, my
stepdad's name
stepfather.
is Diesel?
Actually, maybe they don't look the same.
They kind of do. They kind of do.
Tim, are you Googling?
Yes, he's
Yeah,
on
but
the
just
fucking
Vin Diesel.
Google right now.
I'm looking at Vin Diesel's brother.
All right. So anyway, back to this movie that we're doing. Sorry, piece of media. That was a spirit. Oh, I already told you it was film.
Okay. All right. I'm off the Google. I'm
Okay.
done. I'm done.
Cool. Put it down. Look at
I'm done.
me. Look
I'm
at
done.
me.
I'm-
You look at
I'm
me.
Witness me!
I'm the captain now. Okay. I'm done.
This movie stars Drew Barrymore and Jimmy Fallon and is a
50 First Dates.
no, and is a remake
that's-
of the British
Oh,
1997
Fever Pitch.
There we go, Tim. Wow, that was
Yeah.
good.
I've seen both
Tim
versions of
just
Fever Pitch.
swept it.
hmm Fever Pitch is about
Yeah.
the 2004 Boston Red Sox, right?
The what?
The 2004 Boston Red Sox.
2004?
I
What?
think it was 2004.
No.
Oh,
This
no,
was
2004 is when they won the World Series, right? I don't know. Hold on. What was it about?
It was from a 1992 book.
Yeah, but that was about soccer. Fever Pitch, the Jimmy Fallon movie, was about the 2004 Boston Red Sox.
Maybe it was 2004. Because this
I
movie,
thought it was 2004.
But this movie was made in 2004. How did they turn it around
I
so
thought it was
fast?
made in 2006.
It was released in 2005.
What
is this movie?
I don't know. The 2004 Boston Red Sox were the ones that came back from down 3-0 against the Yankees and then went on to the World Series. Is that right?
I think so.
So this was both a sports and a movie. There was no way for me to win this. There was no world in which I was winning any of this.
No, I really thought that you were going to Google faster and get the other two, and then I threw that one in for Tim.
Yeah, no, my Google's slowing down. My brain takes longer to process things.
Oh, no.
My hands are broken.
Oh, no. We need to
It's
get you
fine.
the little mechanism that you can just like stare at parts of the screen and it does it for you.
That would be sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were down 3-0 against the Yankees and then they swept they won the next 4 and then swept the Cardinals. And it was their first World Championship 2018. It was a big year. I don't think anybody'd ever come back from 3-0 before. And then Jimmy Fallon remade the Fever Pitch movie. And it's a good movie.
Is it?
It is a good movie.
Is it?
I think so. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
No, I liked it.
It's got Jimmy Fallon in it, so.
Yeah. Who's it? Colin Firth is in the original. Not Colin Firth.
From Love Actually?
I don't know. I might be. Who was in the first Fever Pitch? I thought it was him.
Oh my god, it is, and now I have to watch it.
Oh, see, I thought it was. Yeah, he's a big soccer guy.
The poster, the theatrical release poster says, "Life gets complicated when you love one woman and worship 11 men."
Why on earth, of all the things that I can't remember in this world, Colin Firth being in the Fever Pitch movie, why does that stick in there?
I don't know, man.
It's a good movie too, though.
Well, I'll be watching it.
You know who else will be watching that movie?
Who?
The Metal Horses in the Barn, because Jen will be watching it in the same room.
That's right.
Oh, yeah?
Alex, why don't you tell us about the metal horses in our barn?
All right. I'm going to tell you about the metal horses in our barn, and I'm going to tell you which ones are going to like this movie. These are my predictions.
Okay.
First of all, there's Moose Jaw McGraw, Big Thick Martingale, and Beta Ray Philly. Obviously, Beta Ray Philly is going to love this movie. It's going to be their favorite movie of all time. Big Thick Martingale, lukewarm on it, I feel, probably. Moose Jaw McGraw, crazy about this movie. Thinks it's the best movie ever made. Now let's move on to Hot Lava SpaghettiOs, which is Nate's metal horse. Hot Lava SpaghettiOs won't watch the movie because they're going to be busy with the popcorn situation, and I feel like that's going to take up all of their time. Mm-hmm. It's hard to reach the microwave when you just have plastic hooves. Metal plastic hooves, but still. And then there's Iron Meriden. Yeah, it'll make sense eventually. Iron Meriden from Philip D. Keating, which is Stevie Lake's boyfriend. Iron Meriden dislikes movies as a whole. Does not like the concept of movies, does not think actors should be paid what they're paid. Really about the redistribution of wealth on a larger scale. Don't get too far into it. Dale Donuts III from Anonymous Steve. Loves it. Best movie ever. Absolutely loves it. I mean, Dale Donuts the first and second, they have differing opinions, but we don't talk to them anymore. We only care about the third one. And then Dimebag from Matt Alman. Dimebag, yeah, it's an okay movie. You know, could go for more hay, could go for more water, could go for a walk around. Might watch the movie if there's nothing else to do. And then there's Marital Combat from Catastrophe. Marital Combat does not like this movie, but on like a really intellectual sort of way, like a real like sit down critique it kind of way. Like we're gonna be able to read the article that comes out afterwards, so look out for that. And then Glue Factory from Bean. Glue Factory enjoys movies as a whole. It's a great afternoon. Lovely sort of afternoon activity. Go get an ice cream. Life can't get better than that. So, you know. And then there's Ronnie from Scott. And Ronnie will break the DVD by accident. And everyone will be mad at him.
Poor Ronnie.
That sounds... Yeah.
That's what I know.
7-minute outro.
Oh, did you want to extend it for a little bit?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I'm trying to get Dan to listen to this podcast, too.
Yeah, this is kind of Dan's your, I don't know why I was going to say your golden mushroom. No one's ever.
Dan is absolutely my golden mushroom.
I don't know what that mean.
No, I have no clue, but it's true.
You know,
Dan, you are my golden mushroom.
When you're trying to find something that's really hard to find, but you feel like it'll be great when you find it, it's your golden mushroom. What the fuck?
You get a golden mushroom when you pass your Gom Jabbar.
Nerd.
Is that even a phrase?
A Gom Jabbar?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't make up the concept of the Gom Jabbar, Alex. No, golden mushroom is not a phrase. But I mean, it wasn't. It is now. Also, why am I searching for Dan that he would be my golden mushroom?
Dan is your golden mushroom. Dan is the
so
pinnacle of all.
Is it so I can tell him that Danny is the best character in B-Sides You?
I mean, you'd be wrong, but there's a reason you've never been invited onto the Slater cast. And it's not because it doesn't exist. Oh, okay. And this brings our podcast to an end. Similarly to the way that Sugarfoot almost ended Mrs. Bell today, here now with a heart attack on the floor, ready to rage. We are ending it like how we all thought Miss Bell was ended. Thank you for listening to Horse Girls. If you want to know when new episodes are posted or share your observations of this positively academic podcast, follow us on Facebook at Horse Girls Podcast, Twitter and Instagram at Horse Girls Cast. And if you want to buy some radical shirts and things, visit duckduckjenna.com, America's most beloved search engine, to search for one thing, and that's Horse Girls merch. Do you want to take a relationship to the next level? Yeah. Obviously you do. You heard about the golden mushroom and you can come search for it at horsegirls.club or patreon.com/horsegirls, where we have a veritable plethora of things to offer you, like content, but more importantly, horses in the barn. And you know what? The best way to find that is to go to singlethoughtconnection.com, THOT. If you want to find us on other podcasts, you can. We do them. We do a million of them. If you like TTRPGs, check out Dungeons and Drakenbeams, Late Starters, and Dragon Knight Adventure Friends. Night as in nighttime. If you like Animorphs, check out Animorphs Anonymous. Surprise! We also do Surprise Attack Book Club. Get it. Get all of those things. Oh, also Questmaster has a YouTube channel up there now, which I believe is just youtube.com/Guild of Granddaughters or something like that. Anyways, look up Questmaster. You'll find us. If you are be twitched by Jenna, check out Jenna's Twitch at twitch.tv/JennaChill with one singular L. Only the one. Capitalized. Google it. Google the second L. Do it. It's one single L. Do not put one at the end of Jenna Chill because there's not one there. It does not exist. It's a fake thing. It's not even real. It's Jenna Chill with one singular L. And if you put two there, like a cryptid, it's like yelling out in the woods in Appalachia, I will show up at your house howling in the night, and I will find your livestock, and you won't like what you find the next day. It'll be bad. But if you like me, can't get enough of Tim's beautiful voice. He's voice acted on such podcasts as The Way We Hunt Now, which I believe is coming out with season 3 soon. Right, Tim?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. And if you think our episode art is hella cute, that's because it is, and it was created by KCD, who writes and illustrates a webcomic called Beside You, which you can read for free at besideyoucomic.com. May the nuts ever stick to your roof.
Did you just threaten to chupacabra everybody?
I don't know. I think I might have.